Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Putri Nursholikhah. I'm from English Education Department 7A. In this occasion, I will talk you about recontext. Nah, have you know about recontext? If you don't know, I will give you about the information. Recontext is a text that telling the reader about a story, action or activity, or the text with a retell event or experience in the past. So, what is the purpose of the recontext? The purpose of the recontext is to retell experience to the reader and to entertain the readers. And before we writing the recontext, we have to know about generic structure of recontext. Now, the generic structure of recontext is first, orientation. The orientation gives the reader the background information needed to understand the next, such as who was involved, where it happened, and when it happened. Second point is event. The event, a series of events ordered in a chronological sequence. And then reorientation. Reorientation, a personal comment about the event or what happened in the end. So the orientation is that the end of the story that we story in the recontext. And the next point is the characteristic of or language feature of the context. First, using simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. And second, made of words with link event in the time such as next, later, when, then, after, before, first, at the sometimes, as soon as you left, and etc. And the next, focus on a specific participant as the writer. And then using the conjunction such as then, before, after, etc. The next point is using an action verb such as when stated, and then the passive voice may be used. And the next point we have to know is kind of recontext. Recontext have three kind of text. One is personal recontext, and the personal recontext is usually retell an event that the writer was personally involved in. 2. Factual recontext. Nah, the factual recontext is recording an incident such as science experiment and police report. 3. Imaginative recontext. The imaginative recontext writing an imaginary role and giving details of event. For example, a day in the life of pirates, how I invited. And the next one is I will give you the example of recontext. This is about personal recontext. I will read this text and you have to follow me after me. Start from now. 2 days ago, I went to the Merapi Mountains. It was the first time I climbed the mountain. I did it with some of my friends. We started climbing at 8 p.m. It was so dark and we only used flashlight to get away. I felt no worry because all of my friends were professional climbers. I just followed their instruction, climbed slowly and enjoyed the night there. After 7 hours walking in the dark, we could reach the top of mountain. It was at 3 a.m. early in the morning. We were not alone. There were a lot of people who reached the top before us. We waited the sunrises by cooking some food and making some hot drink to get back our energy. We sang some songs together, shared stories, and got acquainted with people there. After seeing the sunrise, we had to go back home. Getting down the mountains was not as hard as the climbing process because we only spent a few energy and time. Even we had to be more careful to do this process. However, it was a great experience I had ever done so far. After all, that was my great experience I had ever had. This is a discussion of the example. Now the orientation is 2 days ago I went to the Merapi Mountain. It was orientation because the writer talked about his experience, and then event. The climb slowly and enjoy the night there. The keyword because the writer talk about her event or his experience in the mountain. And then reorientation is after all that was my great experience I had ever have. Why after all that was my great experience I had ever have is the orientation because the writer make conclusion that when he climbing a mountain he have a great experience that he ever have. In the next meeting you have to submit about experience context to me, and I will give you feedback. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.